Hello and welcome back to the Spookins channel, a place for us to speak about all things horror. My name is Sam.
I'm Sarah.
We are back with another of our What If series of videos today, where we look at some of our favourite movies, change 3 things about that movie, and ask the question, what if? We have a few things written on our little handy wheel. So we will spin that 3 times and get 3 changes. And this time around, we are looking at Paranormal Activity.
One of my favourites.
One of our favourites. We have all things on here from changing the director of the movie to changing who Katie is as a character and then even changing the genre. So there should be some fun things come out of it. If you haven't watched our Scream video that we did, go back and watch that one and then come back, or finish this one first and then go back and watch that one. Hopefully you like it. Let us get to spinning the wheel. Ooh. First up, we have... This is Paranormal Activity, except we no longer have Katie. We have Buffy Summers.
It's going to be a very short
So
film.
it's going to be a very short film. How quickly will she decide if she knows how to destroy Toby or not?
Yeah.
The second change turns Paranormal Activity into a J horror.
That's exciting.
Very exciting.
And lastly...
The ghost is Jigsaw. So we are going to go off now. We are going to have a little watch, make some notes. Next time you see us, we will run you through What If?
We're back. We have now watched Paranormal Activity. So which would you like to start with? Because you've got some notes.
I got a little bit carried away with a couple of these.
Yeah, okay.
The one I didn't get that carried away with is the J-horror aspect.
Let's start with J-horror then.
The first thing I had is just that, especially early on, like pre-Ghost Activity and during the early Ghost Activity, there is way more music in this film, I think.
Yeah, so Paranormal Activity is not soundtracked, is it? 'Cause
No.
It's meant to be found footage and a documentary almost. So yeah, I know what you mean. It will be a lot more music in it.
I feel like a J-horror, a lot of it, the tension and stuff building, especially in the early portions of movies, is very reliant on maybe just sound. Maybe there's just more sounds rather than more music, because this is just like, it's just silent, isn't it?
Yeah,
where
it's
you kind
all...
of get the
it's all DJ sound, so we wouldn't have as it is any soundtrack or anything like that. But I think as a J-horror movie, I agree. I think this already has a lot of the same vibes. So it's quite slow burny. You're right. I think there would be some kind of soundtrack there. There would be like a theme. Toby would have a theme for when he was around. There would be a sound for Toby.
Yeah, I have as well in my notes that Toby there would be a noise.
Yes,
you know, like you have like the grudge noise. Samara has a noise. Not Samara. Sadako has a noise.
Toby would have a sound associated with him
that he makes.
For sure. There would just be a lot more sound editing if this was a J-horror film. I think I wrote that down, so I agree with that. But as I say, I think it's got a lot of J-horror vibes. It's a family curse. It's a haunted house. These are typical things going on. There's like a investigation aspect to it, where they get the psychic involved, and when Mika is looking things up online. So I think it has the foundations of a J-horror. It's just not because it's got
it's a Western production and Western people in it. But the other thing I had that kind of sticks on that theme is that I think if this were J-horror, Toby would have a form.
I wrote that down as well. I said we would definitely see Toby, and I was wondering what he would look like if we saw him.
I picture him as just the poster of Sinister, that like black
Bagul.
shadowed Bagul, because he's not actually in the poster, is it? It's just like a shadow type thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I had in mind.
Yeah, I think if this was a J-horror, Toby would be female, for one.
Yeah.
And I think that she would have a form and it would be kind of your classic, like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yellow,
pale,
white, nighty.
yeah, pale, long, dark hair, very thin, like weird contortion movements.
Yeah, we'd see her like crawl out from behind a cupboard or
I
something
think
here and
so.
there.
I think Bagul as a figure works for Toby as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think Bagul actually looks really scary. Sinister is one of my favourite horror films, which I'm always a bit ashamed to admit. But I love it. I think Bagul would make a good Toby, but I personally think that Toby would be female.
I am with you on that, actually. Now what you've said it, I'm like, oh, I wish that would have come up. I did gender bend another character, though.
Okay.
The psychic
Yes.
is a weird little old lady, and she comes in and she's burning incense and throwing petals around, and she's doing some chanting.
Yeah. Like in number 2, where the housekeeper is burning sage and things like that.
That happens in the first one instead of this.
And I think that the psychic character would probably explain very little, or everything. You know what I mean? In J-horror, it's either this place is cursed, I can say no more, or it's here's a extensive lore dump. So it's one of the two. Yeah, I agree with that. One thought I had was, would this be more like a ghost rather than a demon if it was J-horror? Because we're talking about family curses and it's generally people that have died, you know, rather than demons, which are not humans which have passed.
Yeah, so I kind of went into that in a few things where my notes kind of lean to it being a ghost. I didn't really, now looking, when unfortunately, I should have and would have liked to, and maybe I will in the future, go back and look at who that ghost would be. But I had like things that would lead to that. So there's a few times in this movie where we get Micah.
It's Mika.
Like filming himself in a mirror, and either talking to himself, or there's one point where he's doing like an impression of the demonologist and things like that. All, or some at least, if not all of those shots have something in the background.
Something in the background.
There is nothing in any of them in this movie. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. But yeah, all of them are just kind of there, and you're looking and you're like, oh, there's going to be something, and there never is. If this is J-horror, there is something in the back of those shots.
Yeah, I don't think Toby... It's been a long time since I've seen all of them. I don't think Toby takes form unless he does in the newest one, which I haven't seen, is not found footage.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember Toby having a form. But going back to what you're saying about who the ghost would be, I think things that tie into J-horror as well really well are curses, and the thing behind it's so convoluted by the end of it, Paranormal Activity. And again, I haven't seen the last one, so I don't know if this contradicts everything I'm about to say. It's witches. It's a coven of witches. Yeah. So I think that fits in well as well, that it's a curse and the ghost would be someone from the coven, or it may not even be someone who's died in a horrible way. It might be someone, like, they love to do a twist in J-horror, don't they?
Yeah.
So it might not even be someone who's died in a horrible way, like in The Grudge. You die with anger.
I'm going for the Kayako's actually a hero.
No, not that they're actually a hero. I'm going for that someone in the coven died in a horrific way, but willingly.
Yeah.
So that they could become the ghost.
Deliberately become the ghost.
Yeah, to push the agenda, to deliberately become the ghost.
Like that.
I must admit, I'm not too au fait with Japanese folklore, so I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if you have to die violently, horrifically, against your will to become a ghost. The way to get around that is just the person in the coven dies violently, because even if you're willing, if you have a horrible death,
still do it violently.
Yeah, you can still have a horrible death.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. And I think it also covers the kind of twisting element. Another twist I thought of is that Katie is in on it the whole time. So in future films, she becomes an antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if this was J horror, it would be that Mika is the intended victim, and that Katie is building up the tension in the film to sacrifice him to the coven. Again, I don't know if that fits with the rest of the film's lore. I can't really remember what Toby wants, to be honest.
It wouldn't have to.
No, it wouldn't.
Because you would create a entirely new,
a different lore.
Yeah.
Probably it would focus on the coven in general if that was it, rather than Toby and the family. Because I can't remember what Toby wants.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know they're after the kids, aren't they?
Yeah.
But
so I don't know if it makes sense that Mika dies because they are after men for some reason, but I think it might have to be a child.
Maybe Mika becomes the son of someone who was...
Yeah.
Maybe the ghost is Mika's mum.
I don't know, but that's another twist that I thought of, because they love a twist or to bend your expectations in J-horror. Like you said, Kaiko is actually not a villain and is trying to help the protagonist.
Yeah, a couple of little things that are just like small changes within scenes. When Mika goes downstairs and outside and finds Katie sitting on the swing chair, I have it at that point as like one of the key points where there is definitely a form to this ghost. It's a demon. I've got here that it turns and smiles before running past him up the stairs and into the bedroom. He chases it and gets to the bedroom, finds the static TV with water dripping from it, because that's a visual that I feel like J-horror likes a lot.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? The static TV. Yeah, I think that's a good scene. That's a really good scene.
And then I've also got when they look up in the loft hatch, he doesn't climb up there and find it. A hand comes down and gives them the photo.
Yeah, I think that's good. Like a hand that's been painted kind of a little poorly, white and blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just reaches down, and the Toby noise.
Yeah.
Whatever that might be.
Yeah, they like push the thing up.
Yeah.
And then you see like an eye maybe, and it just like...
Yeah, I think that, yeah, definitely.
The ending goes entirely unchanged.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's a really good J-horror ending.
Yeah, I agree. Unless you changed it to make the twists different. Yeah, I agree. I had a thought about casting, but it's not an area that I'm that knowledgeable on.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to stick my nose in where it wasn't wanted, basically. But I did have a thought about directors. And I thought either Takashi Shimizu, who did Ju-on / The Grudge, or Koji Shiraishi, who did Noroi: The Curse.
Okay.
Because that is found footage.
Yeah.
As is Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, it works very well.
And I think that Paranormal Activity works really well as an installment in Ju-on. So...
Yeah, the movie has, as we said, like it has lots of J-horror element. You can really kind of, when you're watching things and looking out for it, you really see like where a lot of their ideas and stuff came from. Like you can really tell where the influences come from.
Yeah,
I think that's a really cool thing when you watch a movie with like a different mindset. When you put yourself into that mindset, be like, right, what would this be like as a J-horror? You're like, oh, they're kind of already...
kind of is. I can see the influence anyway.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Moving on to Buffy Summers is the protagonist. I'm going to run through my notes really quickly because I'm aware that you've written a Buffy episode.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, the way my brain went with this, I couldn't just write like bullet point notes of what would happen if Buffy were Katie. So my thing has literally turned into an episode of Buffy where like Toby is the villain of the week, the monster of the week. And then I did the same thing with Jigsaw later where I just wrote a movie. I basically scripted a film.
So we'll do the same thing with Jigsaw as well, because my notes are very small. I've not been very well, so I haven't had as much time to think on this deeply. So my notes were, in the opening scene, this is a very small note.
Yep.
Famously, Buffy can't drive, so that car's going through the front door in the opening, or she's stalling it, or something's happening with that car, or she just wouldn't be in it. Famously, she's a terrible driver. Secondly, they wouldn't call the psychic in. He wouldn't be a character. It would be Giles and the Scoobies. I don't know where in the series we're setting this, but it would be Giles and the Scoobies. Mm-hmm. I think it has to be something that they think they've already defeated that's come back, rather than something that has happened continuously through her life.
Yeah. Okay.
As it is with Katie, it's something that's followed her since childhood.
Yeah.
I don't think that works here unless it's one of the very first episodes. Mm-hmm. Because why would they not have got rid of it by now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, maybe it hasn't shown.
No, but once she became the Slayer and was aware, she'd be like, hey, maybe we should deal with this demon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mika is way less of a character and more of a function to get the characters there, because what do we need Mika for research for? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we've got Willow and Giles. But then I did have the thought that Katie says she's a college student. So maybe Mika is Riley Finn. And I've got no more notes on that.
Yeah. Who also should be less of a character.
Yeah, so who is less of a character. Does it then open it up to some initiative shenanigans with Maggie Walsh and Adam? Who knows? I didn't think about it more than that. So now I'll let you.
No, it's all good. And it all kind of goes in here as well, because I have that Giles is in place of the psychic character.
Yeah.
Mika is nowhere in my notes. I just didn't include him at all.
He's just not there.
Yeah, he's just not there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be.
But yeah, I bet firstly I just put that there would be a much more proactive attempt at finding Toby. So Katie doesn't want to make it happen, but Buffy would be like actively looking for it, trying to provoke Toby into making a move and like attempting to figure out what it is. So she calls Giles instead of the psychic, and they go through the books. All they have so far at this point is that they've heard some bumps in the night. They've heard some noises. Could be a number of things. And then you start thinking about, did Toby burn down the school? Who knows?
Who hasn't burned down the school?
Has he been with her the whole time, as you were asking? So Giles, for some reason, flies to England instead of calling an old demonology professor that he once knew.
He does that occasionally, doesn't he?
He likes to do that.
He does like to fly to England.
Keep the episode going a bit longer. So Giles has to fly away instead of being...
Maybe he's like a hermit. Maybe he's so experienced in this demon that he's scared and he doesn't answer the phone or anything like that. And Giles has to literally go bust his door down. The Ripper rips in this episode.
It's just a bit more goading and some killing of general vampires while Giles is away. And he returns after the night where we get the big growl and the really loud crash, and they go down and the chandelier's swinging. So that's the night that Giles returns.
Okay.
So that's where we are in the movie. Buffy gets a night where she's hovering over Willow's bed, because Willow's come to stay with her to keep her safe.
Well, if we're in season 5, Willow lives in the house.
We're not.
Okay.
And it becomes an important factor.
Okay.
I believe we're in season 2.
Okay, all right.
During my pitch.
All right.
So yeah, Willow's come to stay with her through the scary stuff. Buffy hovers over a night, and then she leaves downstairs. The next morning, I've gone back to the scene with the swing chair.
Okay.
Because
that's one of your favourites.
It's one of my favourites. Yeah, it's in all of them. Willow takes the camera and finds Buffy outside, surrounded by beaten and broken training dummies. So they move to the Ouija board. Willow leads the Ouija board.
Obviously.
Attempting to use her magic to speak to the demon. Conversing with the demon, so they get to chat. Lets it in, and it manages to taint Willow, becoming the triggering factor in the Dark Willow transformation later on down the line. There you go. Toby's had an effect.
You've really thought about it.
There we go. Giles thinks he can stop it, but they need to trap it first, and thus start to set some traps. First up, they do the powder. So we go to Powder Night. So after Powder Night and the footprints, Buffy climbs into the loft and finds a picture of her and Dawn, who has not yet appeared in the series.
That's why we're not in not in
because
season
it becomes
5.
about
we cannot be in season 5.
Dawny. Buffy, they're like, who is this girl? We've never seen her. Buffy's starting to get legitimately scared, like we've never seen her before. The gang find her one night now wrapped in a blanket on a sofa after a long night of crashing sounds.
Yeah.
The picture smash that night is Buffy's face scratched out in another picture of her and Dawn.
Ooh.
Again, we don't know who Dawn is. What is this girl? Giles arrives with more information. A spell he believes can help.
Ooh.
He needs to leave. This needs to be done alone by Buffy because the entity is being angered by the presence of others. Night 19 is the last night with anyone staying as Willow and Buffy try to work on the spell together, getting it set for the next day. Willow is the one dragged out of bed, not Buffy. Buffy manages to strike the demon for the first time, and Willow leaves when Buffy asks to do it alone. Demon gets inside Buffy the next night. She manages to keep hold of her mind thanks to the spell. She fights the demon within herself, beats it, throwing it out of her and into the camera. For the same ending,
nice.
We get Buffy smiling into the camera. So yeah, Toby is here, and he's come to collect Dawn, who's not here yet. No, yeah, he's scaring her. He knows what she's coming.
Okay,
he plants the seeds for Dawn. He brings her into the series so she doesn't just appear out of nowhere.
That tracks because they foreshadow Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's earlier than season 3, but she's 100% foreshadowed in season 3 by Faith, and then there's a whole episode in season 4, I think it is, where they all have nightmares, and there's so much stuff about like dawn rising and sisters and things like that. So it would make sense that there was foreshadowing in season 2 about Dawn as well.
Yeah, there's a little bit. You see her. There she is. But yeah, that was my episode of Buffy.
I really like it, to be honest.
Thanks
I think it fits.
Cheers.
I think it works. You've tied it in with future arcs. You've got Dawn.
Yep.
You've got Dark Willow.
Yep.
I've got no notes.
We're story planning.
Yeah, we are story planning. I really like it. Yeah. You got Giles going off to England, foreshadowing that he's going to continue to keep going off to England.
Yeah. When they can't think of a reason why this wouldn't be solved already,
yeah.
Send Giles to England.
Yeah, 100%.
Because otherwise he would figure this out too quickly and we wouldn't get an episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think as well that there's a lot of time before Giles comes back, because Buffy tends to go 2/3 of the episode, maybe even 4/5 of the episode, is then being like, and then in like the last 5 minutes they're like, bam, and
yeah,
and it's done. But I think that would be the structure of the episode. I think all the characters work well in it. Notably, Xander was not in it.
Xander's missing. No, Xander is in this episode. He just doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything of note.
Maybe
so where I've written it in a bullet point format, he doesn't appear.
Maybe this is what's happening when the Zeppo is happening. The episode where he is running around with the zombie boys.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And they're off. Although this takes place over multiple nights, so maybe not. Maybe Xander's just on holiday. I don't know. Maybe extended.
Yeah, he's gone away.
Yeah, he's just not in it.
It's fine. He's gone away.
And
maybe he's filming it. Maybe they tell him to film it. Maybe he wants to film it because he's like Mika.
You say Mika's not a character in this. I think Mika is a character in this, and he's Xander Harris.
Mika's Xander behind the camera. Yeah.
He's just there, wisecracking, being annoying, and filming it. I feel that is perfect for him.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So scrap the Zeppo because it's too long. It's too long. Xander's filming. And he's just making like annoying commentary the whole time. And it's one of the best and also worst episodes of Buffy ever because it's got such a good story. But Xander is narrating the entire thing. So let's finish up with John Kramer is the ghost. For this, we changed it from demon to ghost because I don't know, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, John Kramer isn't a demon.
John Kramer's a ghost.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going to run through my notes quickly because there aren't that many. So I wrote, what do you think would be the reason he's testing them? I think Mika is more deserving of getting tested than Katie. And I think John Kramer starts to test Katie and then realizes that Mika is the real problem here. I put that Katie is tested for something trivial as hell. It doesn't matter. He tests people for smoking cigarettes.
He does,
know what I mean?
yeah, he does.
Like Katie's is trivial. It might be that she is studying too hard and not living her life, and she wants to teach children, but she has no life experiences of her own because she's just stuck in her books. Does she want to be a teacher? Yeah, she does. So I think that's why he's testing her.
Okay.
And then he realizes that Mika is actually the problem here. And he tests him for similar reasons to Adam. Because Adam in the first film is tested for living behind a lens and voyeurism and becoming so involved in other people's lives that he neglects his own life. Yeah. And Mika's also a day trader, which I think deserves
a trap.
A trap.
Yep.
And I think John would think so too, because he's living his life on a screen and behind a camera and not living his life. And he's so obsessed with Katie's life and what's going on with her that he doesn't appreciate life. And I think that's why they're being tested.
I have a more or less identical reasoning for Mika being tested. I have 3 tests in my movie because I also have just because you need another person to die, otherwise it's a bit lame. So I've got the psychic being tested as well.
Gets tested as well for taking advantage of people at their vulnerable.
Yeah, he's fake and he's playing people's fears for cash.
Yeah. And lastly, I would change the ending so that when Katie is possessed at the end, it's John Kramer possessing her after realizing that Mika really needs a proper test that needs a physical form.
Nice.
And the last act of the film is him possessing Katie and putting together and putting Mika in a test.
Yeah, love that.
That's all I've got, so take it away.
My Katie reasoning test is that she burned down her home, which we know happened, right? Her home burned down. Katie burned it down.
Okay.
It unknowingly spread.
Oh, no.
To the house next door.
Oh, no.
In which lived a man named John.
Oh, no. He's got no luck with his neighbours, because on one side, you got the ones from Number 7, or you got the ones from Jigsaw, where she probably shouldn't say it on YouTube, is tested for being somewhat of a bad mother.
Yep.
And blaming it on her partner. And on the other side, fire.
Yeah, so the reason John Kramer is a ghost, Katie killed him by burning her house down, and he's tracked her down to this point.
Okay.
And this is the time where her test needs to be enacted.
Is Jill alive, or does Jill die too?
Jill? She's dead.
Jill?
Yeah. Him and Jill are both gone, unfortunately.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I've got, as you said, Mika treats everything like a joke, stopping to grab a camera when this is basically written in John Kramer language, where it's like, you treat everything like a joke, stopping to grab a camera when your wife screams.
You live behind the lens.
Content is more important than those you love. And then if it just being downright trash, because John would say that too.
Yeah.
She told you not to get a Ouija board.
Psychic is fake, as we went to. So, and then I basically just started making scenes again. So night 5, which is the growl and the crash and the swinging chandelier night, is replaced by a laugh, a crash, and a Billy on a trike night.
Ooh.
So they run downstairs and he's coming in. There's a little devil in their room. Well, that's weird. Micah's EVP session.
Okay.
Comes back and is what picks up John's voice.
Monologuing.
Yeah, basically. But he's delivering the psychic's thingy recording, the tape. So yeah, he's says that your psychic may struggle through the night with that camera out. Make your choice. So yeah, this whole thing is Mika being tested, but through putting people around him in traps.
Okay.
So Mika's got the choice to make. He either has to put that camera down, basically, or
the psychic's
going to die. Mika keeps the camera on.
Obviously, he doesn't put it down.
So Katie gets out of bed possessed and puts the psychic in a trap.
Nice.
Which he fails. Mika finds him dead outside in the morning. A tape explains that this is on his own hands. Now he must continue to hold that camera close if he values Katie's life. So now he's being told the opposite. You better hold on to that camera.
Yeah.
You put it down, she's gone. Night 17, which is the powder. We love the powder. Oh. Katie's friend, or Katie, I don't know.
Katie has a friend in the film.
Yeah. Katie's friend is, so there's another trapped person.
Because they're making bracelets and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah. Is found in the attic with a picture of John's house next to Katie's and John standing outside of it. Dr. Friedrichs can't come back, so a demonologist is called. He comes to the house, but leaves immediately. Mika telling Katie to shut up and following her with the camera is the last straw for Mr. Kramer, ghost. Mika hears Katie crying and goes upstairs. Bedroom trap. So Katie is being slowly dragged by the foot towards a fire that has been started in a room at the other end of the corridor. So we got camera in the bedroom.
Yes. And then they've got like a long corridor and then it's another bedroom, I think.
Yeah. So in the other bedroom, fire.
Yeah.
She's on a chain on her foot. It's being dragged towards it. So Mika has a camera roll put in his stomach. He must open himself up and retrieve the camera roll that contains the footage he needs to find a key that will unlock Katie's foot trap before she is pulled into the flames and burned.
Nice, like that. That's so elaborate. I love it.
What a trap, right?
I love it. And you know what? He does love to put women, the love interests, into unnecessary discomfort, like the what's it called, the brazen ball or something like that. Yeah. So it tracks.
Mika fails and watches as Katie is pulled into the flames, screaming. He is killed. I've put here, maybe. This is maybe what happens. It's got a question mark after it. He is killed by something that connects Katie's life to his trap. Or he just dies because he sucks.
I don't know how you would connect Katie's life to his unless he's put like in number 3 when he has he's like, if I die, you die to Lynn. Maybe we know he's capable of that. Yeah. So maybe he's like, if you really care about Katie, you'll do this because it's also connected to your life too. But then he would want him to do it because he cares about Katie, not because it will save his own life.
Yeah.
So I don't know, or maybe,
The other thing I have is, or he succeeds in getting the tape out and he watches it, and it's basically just a movie that chronicles Katie's troubles growing up and shows Mika why John Kramer's been messing with him and like shows him why he's a twat.
Yes. I think alternatively... he was always meant to fail that trap, as I believe.
This is an Amanda Young trap.
I think it is also the case with Bobby and his wife in, not sure which one it is, the one where he lies about having done it because he says he's done an impossible thing where he's put the thing on his pecs.
Yeah.
And then John makes him do it to save his wife, knowing it's impossible. So the wife is always going to die.
Yeah.
Katie's always going to die.
Yeah.
And the film reel is like her being dragged and burned is only the beginning of the trap. And he watches the film and it's a Billy video and it's another trap.
And then you get, and the movie ends.
And the movie ends. Because Saw loves sequels.
I like that a lot.
Saw loves sequels.
I like that a lot. Because that's the one thing where I just couldn't work out how to end this movie.
Yeah. No, I think
like
that adds up because it's soap opera. You can make sequels out of that, and they love a direct continuation sequel as well. So it could go straight into that, and the next one is more like Jeff. Is that number 3 or 4? Jeff going through the house of horrors and having to save people who were involved in his son's death. I think we go into something like that with number 2, because in this one he started, did you say testing Katie?
Yeah.
So he's like, Mika didn't get an actual fair go at this because I was starting with Katie, so let's put him through a whole nother test. I did not show him what I can do. So number 2 is Mika going through one of the ones where they have to go through like a set of rooms and things like that. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, John Kramer Ghost exists to get back at Katie. Yeah. But I think probably at some point in this realises that he doesn't want to test Katie because she doesn't deserve to survive it.
But also,
she literally killed him.
Yes, I think so. But also, John Kramer will put his hands up and say, you know what? You made a mistake. Katie's house burned down when she was a child.
She did, yeah.
So I think that maybe he's like, you know what? That's life. Sometimes accidents happen and you die. And it's a learning curve for John Kramer as well.
Yeah.
Because he starts testing her. Because in the first ones, he's like vengeful, isn't he? If we're counting Saw X as well.
Yeah.
Where he's like, this is not revenge. And it's like, well, it definitely
It kind of is. Yeah.
So I think it starts, maybe this sits in between kind of 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. And it's where John Kramer learns to stop doing things for revenge and as a wider test.
Yeah.
So he starts testing Katie to be like, well, you killed me, so now I'm going to test you. And he's like, oh, you know what, you're a kid. Accidents happen.
Yeah, that was my that was my Saw movie.
Yeah, I really like that. And there's potential to just keep taking it further and further because you get Mika. And as he's delving deeper into Mika's life, he meets other people in Mika's life who also suck. Everyone at the day trading center, I don't know. I don't really know how day trading works. They all suck too. And he tests all of them as well. John Kramer doesn't really need too much of a reason.
No, he doesn't. No,
this has got franchise potential.
Yeah, no, good.
And then we'll do various sequels where it all comes back round to Katie, things like that.
Yeah,
we find out that Katie actually didn't burn the house down, and it was her sister.
I tell you, maybe don't give too much away, because if you want a pitch video for Paranormal John Kramer 2, leave it in the comments below. Yeah,
We'll give it, yeah.
We'll see if we can write a pitch for Paranormal John Kramer 2.
Sam will give it, yeah.
Because that is now what this is called.
Yeah. So that's all 3 categories. Once again, we couldn't really find a way to put all 3 of them together, so I think we'll probably just scrap that and go back to doing them one at a time.
Yeah, I don't see any way of putting Buffy Summers in a jigsaw trap.
No, because she just defeats it. So we can't really.
Yep.
Although there is the crossover in that Sarah Michelle Gellar was in the remake of The Grudge.
Yeah, and it would allow us to put Xander Harris in a jigsaw trap.
We've been rewatching it recently for I don't know how many times I've watched Buffy. Xander just gets worse.
Still irredeemable. Yeah.
We've just got to the season 1 finale where he asks Buffy on a date and she says no, and he's just like, oh, okay, I guess I suck then. I guess I'm just the worst person ever.
I've said 4 nice things to you. How could I not go on a date? What do you mean you just want to be friends?
I deserve you to want to be my girlfriend. I don't know why he's got that voice.
He's that guy from Love Island, yeah. We should probably stop. Yeah, right, like the video. Subscribe if you're not already, please. It would mean a lot. We love to have you here. Comment anything that you want to comment, as long as it's nice and friendly.
As long as it's positive.
Be good to each other, and we'll be good to you, and you be good to us, and everyone be good to everyone. How about that?
Be excellent to each other.
Much love. Until next time.
Bye.